Hello everyone, I'm Ddude Gaming and welcome back to the fourth part of the pit matchup chart for Smash Ultimate. We're now on patch 8.10. So first things first I want to do is I want to put Snake into pit loses and I want to put Captain Falcon into pit wins. Actually, I think that's a really good matchup for pit. I'm going to put that there. So yeah, that's just my opinions have slightly changed. Snake, I think, is really good, even though Pit has their down B reflector. Snake is really good just using his grenades and his bomb, and I think since Pit recovery doesn't have a hitbox unless you use side B, Nikita is also very good against Pit. And Captain Falcon, I think Pit's disjoints are just very good against him in general. So before we move on to any new characters, please, if you enjoy the content and you've been watching all these videos, please do subscribe, as it helps out a lot as a small channel. Okay, next up we're going to have Ivysaur. So Ivysaur, I'm going to put in Pit win even or close. I think Pit wins slightly, but that's close, because I think Ivysaur is good at juggling. Pit is up air, and again Pit's recovery doesn't have a hitbox, so down air will be good. But I think again the disjoints allow Pit to just get in and combo Ivysaur very well. Ivysaur can get out of it with a down B switch or maybe a Nair or something, but even if it is a down B switch, I think Charizard is also a good matchup for Pit. So next up we're gonna have Ness. I think Pit loses to Ness. I think, especially online, which is very prominent right now, the forward air chains and everything are very good against Pit. I don't think that's good for Pit. And again, Pit's recovery doesn't have a hitbox, and Ness has the yo-yo. Ness has PK Thunder. Those are both really good against Pit. Alright, so now we got Bowser Jr. Bowser Jr., I think Pit wins, just because I think the disjoints. See, you could put this in even or close, I agree. But with the disjoints, I think it works in Pit's favor just slightly, even though Bowser Jr. has the forward air and he can zone it down B. But I still think it's okay for Pit. I think Pit can edge guard decently well. Especially with normal Pit arrows, I think would work slightly better than dark Pit arrows in this situation. The arrows kind of make the matchup a little different. Say with Young Link, I think Dark Pit does better there because of his arrows, with how Young Link's recovery works. That's just my opinion. So I don't really know where to put the Pokemon trainers, but I have ranked all the 3 Pokemons here. So you can sort of take that for what you will for each individual one, but I'm not really sure where I do it as a whole. I guess it could go uneven, but it really just depends. I'd say it could depend on the player, because it also depends on who they're staying in as the most, who they're comfortable with. Rosalina, I think Pit wins. I think you could say Pit. See, Luma can make matches very one-sided, so it's definitely doable for Rosalina. But again, no disjoints and no recovery in her hitbox. Like, it's very good for Pit. And as far as I'm aware, Rosalina isn't the best at edge guarding. So, yeah. Alright, now, who next? I think Samus. I think Samus could slightly beat Pit, but a lot of things with Samus now, whether it's tier list or matchup charts, a lot of people mentioned the projectile shield but nerf from a while back, and I think that's true for Pit. Even though Pit does have the reflector, so it's doable for Pit. I think Samus could win, because I think that in just neutral, Samus is good against Pit, but I'm going to put in even, because again, if you're good at predicting the charge shot, or even just side B, and especially a lot of Samus like to do side B into charge shot, I think it's even or close, because I think Samus has some good tools like against Pit. I think forward air for Samus somehow, but I've seen that beat Pit fair. I don't know how that works, because it seems like Pit fair should have more range, but yeah. I'm not going to rank Min, because even though Min-Min's been out for a while now, I'm not too used to fighting Min. Byleth, I actually think Pit loses to Byleth. Like, Pit just gets outranged. Like, Pits have arrows, but I don't know. Again, like there's always that risk of going off to edgeguard Byleth with Byleth's tether uppy, but I think Byleth just outranges Pit in general, and I think that's like kind of why Pit does bad against Shulk as well, and Snake can keep him out. Like Pit has a projectile, but he does have to get in a fair bit, but he can outrange a lot of characters that I have in even or winning. Mewtwo. I fought a lot on Mewtwo. I think Mewtwo could slightly win the matchup. I think it's kind of hard for Pit, but again, Mewtwo doesn't has a awkward hitbox with his tail, which a lot of people complain about. See with Mewtwo, he can reflect Pit's arrows, and Pit can reflect his Shadow Ball. I think the teleport recovery, like the only way I can really see it working to edgeguard Mewtwo as Pit is either just arrows with Dark Pit, or if you're playing either one, you have to like nair ledge and hopefully catch the teleport recovery if it doesn't snap to ledge. And as well, I guess, like if the Mewtwo just doesn't up B or air dodge, like if you get an air dodge read maybe. So I don't know where to put Mewtwo, to be honest. I'm gonna have it as even or close. It might be slightly in Mewtwo's favor though, but I think because of Mewtwo's tail hitbox, Pit it's even. Okay, Greninja, I'm gonna say Pit loses. I think Pit does quite bad against. This could nearly go in terrible, I think. Even though, again, Greninja doesn't have disjoints like Pit, like what I said about Captain Falcon earlier. Oh, I don't want to move Wario. I think Greninja could actually go in terrible. I think none of Greninja's combos very good against Pit. Greninja might not be able to edgeguard in many different ways, but I think it's kind of hard to edgeguard Greninja's recovery if you're against someone who can use the mix-ups. So I think Pit could edgeguard, but you gotta watch out for side B. And I think other than shielding, like Pit doesn't have a good counter for side B, unless other than just dodging it, which any character can do. So I don't think that's that specific to the Pit matchup. I think Greninja's actually quite bad for Pit. I think Young Link. Actually, no, I'm gonna leave Young Link. I don't know why I thought I needed to change him. Alright, so I'm not doing the Mii's, by the way. So, how many have we left? We've Zelda, Yoshi. Did we do Wii Fit? We did. We have to do Zero Suit Terry. That's 4. Olimar, Peach, Mega Man, Lucas, Isabelle, Inkling. No, we did Inkling. Lucas, Isabelle, Ice Climber's Hero, Diddy Kong, and Bayonetta. Okay, we have about 12 characters left. We can finish this in the next. Part 5 will definitely be the last one. Let's try and get 1 or 2 more out now. Yoshi, I think Pit slightly wins. I think the disjoints help a lot. Yoshi's double jump super armor definitely makes it harder for Pit, but I'm not really sure. I think just again having the disjoints just helps Pit out in a lot of these matchups, like Luigi, Yoshi, Rosalina, Captain Falcon, all those. I'll do one more. I think we should have to do one more. I'm not really sure actually. I think we might need more experience in these some of these matchups that we have left, like Zero Suit, Mega Man, and Diddy Kong, and definitely Bayonetta. I barely fought Bayonetta in this game. Terry, I think, is the last one. I think Pit loses to Terry. I think Pit can kind of struggle to kill Terry because of his weight. Terry having hitbox, I think it's quite scary for Pit against Terry with the go meters, because Pit doesn't have the fastest air mobility, so he could get caught in one of Terry's special moves if he doesn't air dodge or jump. And I think it's kind of hard for Pit to get out some of Terry's combos, even though Nair is quite fast. So yeah, and Pit I think just struggles in neutral against Terry. So anyway, that is going to be the end of today's video. Next video will be last. We have about 10 matchups left to cover. So this is the current tier list. So thank you for watching, and if you did enjoy, please like or subscribe, or even just share this video to a friend. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.